So tell me, when it comes to the Snap in the MCU, are you Team Thanos? The Snap is such a huge part of the on-screen MCU story arc that is the Infinity Saga, but did you know that it actually takes place in less than a single page within the context of the original comic book series? Now before I get into this, let me first state that I totally understand the reasons why Marvel and Disney are avoiding this subject. The Comics Code existed for decades because parents at the time feared that these comics were too dark for their young impressionable children, and Disney has always tried to be family friendly with their content. But honestly, why does Disney and the MCU treat the Snap like some sort of joke? Why don't they explore the darker elements? I have recently been watching one of my favourite television shows, HBO's The Leftovers. For those of you who haven't seen it, The Leftovers is a show that takes place 3 years after a mass disappearance of approximately 2% of the world's population, just like the Snap. This show, without going into spoilers, explores the dark depths of the survivor's psyche and does not shy away from anything. I highly recommend you check it out. So what could Marvel have done with their story, and is there anything they could do moving forward to rectify and show this darker side? Here are some of my ideas. And Marvel, if you're listening, let's face it, you're not, please do get in touch because I got plenty more where this came from. Imagine if Ned and Betty from the Spider-Man movies didn't simply just break up post-Snap at the end of Far From Home, but instead Ned was snapped away only to return to find her much older and in a new committed relationship. This could have also seen her get her jump start at the Daily Bugle. After all, she would have graduated a whole 5 years ahead of her classmates and therefore would have had more life experience than them by the time Peter Parker joins as a photographer. Then there's Kamala Khan from the Miss Marvel series. What if she was actually the oldest child within the household, but due to the Snap her brother aged past her? This could have then explained why her parents were so overprotective with her, fearing that they could lose her once more. We could explore the loss of homes and belongings to multiple families, with shelters needing to be constructed quickly to rehouse those that have returned. There would be a loss of jobs and even businesses, as companies were forced to shut down due to lack of demand. This would also mean that less farming would be required over those 5 years, only to then be overwhelmed upon the Snaps returned. I mean, just imagine what that would be like with the world having to deal with a global food shortage 5 years after everyone else had disappeared. And at number 6, of course, we have the Skrulls, and this is where I'd like to explore a little further. What if, unlike the comics, the Skrulls' secret invasion story arc is actually them being assimilated into the positions of those that were snapped away? I mean, think about it, is that not the perfect scenario for a fleeing shape-shifting race? Suddenly out of nowhere, millions of people disappear all around the world and your refugee race has a chance to sneak in with ease. And then this could lead to huge problems when those who have been snapped return. After all, the humans that the Skrulls had recently replaced suddenly return after the events of Endgame, and they want answers to why, for the last 5 years, their families and friends didn't even notice that there was an imposter in their homes. Then there's the integrated Skrull itself. I mean, for 5 years this alien being has coexisted with a human family, and has made a home to call its own. There is no doubt that over this time, some form of feelings and ties would have developed within these households, with some relationships maybe even being better than those that were there pre-snap. We could see some people being cheated and angry, attacking the Skrulls and wanting them gone, while others instead choose to sympathise with the Skrulls and choose their side over their own. Marvel has an opportunity here to step a little outside of their family-friendly comfort zone and give us something truly thought-provoking. But will they? I doubt it. Thanks for watching.